Admiral Chen Nakamura stood before the holographic display, watching as entire star systems flickered between red and blue markers. The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with the nervous chatter of a dozen species, each representative's translator crackling with overlapping voices of panic and desperation. "The Vex-High Empire has destroyed 3 more colonies," announced Delegate Thys, her mantis-like limbs clicking against the podium. The hegemony responds with orbital bombardments. Civilian casualties reach into the billions. Chen remained silent, arms crossed behind his back. The humans had been members of the Galactic Council for barely 50 years, newcomers by galactic standards. Most species here had civilizations spanning millennia, when Earth was still figuring out agriculture. Yet now every eye in the chamber turned toward him. "Ambassador Nakamura," croaked Elder Vorthak, his amphibious features glistening under the chamber's lights. "Your species has remained notably absent from this conflict. The Council requires clarity on humanity's position. The war had been brewing for 3 centuries before humans ever reached the stars. Ancient grievances between the crystalline Vex-High and the energy-based hegemony had finally erupted into full-scale galactic warfare. Trade routes burned. Neutral worlds fell. The careful balance of power that had maintained peace for 800 years crumbled like sand. Chen stepped forward, his boots echoing in the suddenly quiet chamber. "Honored delegates, humanity observes this conflict with great interest. We mourn the loss of innocent life on all sides." "Observation is insufficient," shrieked Representative Zixtal, his bird-like crest flaring bright orange. "The hegemony has blockaded the Altair Nexus. My people starve while you observe. And the Vex-High have claimed 7 systems that belong to neutral species," added Councillor Murdath, her blue-scaled tail lashing with agitation. "How long will humanity remain on the sidelines?" Chen's expression never changed. Behind his calm facade, he was calculating. Humanity had spent decades studying this powder keg, analyzing every faction, every grudge, every strategic weakness. While other species focused on their immediate grievances, humans had mapped the entire conflict's structure. "We have studied your histories," Chen said slowly. "The Vex-High believe the hegemony stole their ancestral core worlds during the 3rd expansion. The hegemony claims those worlds were lawfully settled after the Vex-High abandoned them following the Crystal Plague. Both sides have legitimate grievances spanning centuries." The chamber erupted in angry chittering roars and electronic screeches. Chen raised his hand and somehow the room fell silent. "But legitimate grievances do not justify genocide," he continued. "The Vex-High has deployed planet crackers against civilian populations. The hegemony has used quantum viruses to corrupt entire data-based ecosystems, essentially murdering billions of digital consciousnesses." He paused, letting his words sink in. Neither side remembers how to end a war, only how to escalate it. Elder Vorthak leaned forward. "What does humanity propose?" Chen smiled, not warmly but with the cold precision of a predator. "We propose a demonstration." The holographic display shifted, showing the contested Xerian system, where both the Vex-High 7th Fleet and Hegemony Battle Group Omega had been locked in a months-long stalemate. Suddenly, new markers appeared, sleek angular vessels emerging from hyperspace jumps. "The Terran Coalition 3rd Fleet has taken position between both forces," Chen announced. "Admiral Martinez has issued the following ultimatum to both sides. Withdraw to neutral zones within 72 hours or be removed." The chamber exploded in outrage. Delegate Thys's clicking reached a frenzied pitch. "Humanity dares threaten both empires simultaneously? You number barely 12 billion across 50 worlds." "Size isn't everything," Chen replied. "The Vex-High have superior weapons. The hegemony has better shields. Both sides have been fighting the same strategies for centuries, adapting only incrementally to each other's tactics." He gestured to the display, where tactical readouts showed human ship configurations unlike anything in galactic databases. "Humans have been at war with ourselves for our entire recorded history. We've perfected the art of asymmetric warfare, psychological operations, and strategic unpredictability. More importantly, we've learned something both empires have forgotten." "Which is?" croaked Elder Vorthak. "How to win decisively." The display showed real-time feeds from the Xerian system. Human ships smaller than either Imperial fleet moved with predatory grace. They deployed weapons that bent spacetime, creating localized gravity wells that trapped enemy vessels. They used quantum entanglement communicators to coordinate attacks faster than light could travel. Most unnervingly, they seemed to predict their enemies' moves with impossible accuracy. The Vex high crystalline hulls are impervious to energy weapons but shatter under specific harmonic frequencies, Chen explained as Vex high dreadnoughts began breaking apart on screen. The hegemony's plasma beings are immune to physical projectiles, but vulnerable to electromagnetic pulse weapons that disrupt their coherence fields. Both Imperial fleets were retreating within the hour. "Impossible," whispered Counselor Meredith. "How did your tacticians learn these weaknesses so quickly?" "We've been preparing for this moment since we joined the Council," Chen said. "While you debated and legislated, we studied and planned. Every human trader, diplomat, and tourist was gathering intelligence. We know the psychological profiles of both emperors, the maintenance schedules of their fleets, and the locations of their secret shipyards." The chamber fell into stunned silence. Chen continued, his voice carrying the weight of absolute certainty. "Humanity didn't start this fire, but we will decide who burns in it. The Vex High Empire will withdraw to their core systems and pay reparations for their war crimes. The hegemony will release all occupied territories and submit to council oversight for 50 years. Both sides will accept human mediation for any future disputes." "And if they refuse?" asked Elder Vorthak. Chen's smile turned predatory. "Then we demonstrate why humans conquered our homeworld's apex predators and turned them into pets. We show them what happens when a species that learned warfare in gravity wells brings those lessons to the stars." The holographic display shifted one final time, showing massive human fleets emerging from hidden bases throughout the galaxy. Thousands of ships that had been concealed for decades, waiting for this moment. "Delegates, the galactic fire is over. Humanity has decided who burns." In the stunned silence that followed, one thing became clear. The age of human observation had ended. The age of human dominance had begun.